Hey, freedom seekers! Welcome back to Set Yourself Free, the podcast where we share stories, strategies, and mindset shifts to help you break free from the 9 to 5, and most importantly, create the life you're obsessed with. I'm Eugenia, and today is a really special episode because I'm speaking from my heart to a woman I know very well, the ambitious expat woman who wants more, but doesn't quite know where to start yet. If you've ever moved countries with big dreams, but secretly wondered why you still feel lost, if you're ambitious but directionless, if you crave purpose, freedom, excitement, a community, but don't know what path leads there, then this episode is definitely for you. So, grab your 9.5 pH glass of water, your notebook, and let's dive in. It's time to set yourself free. The truth about being an ambitious expat woman is simple. Moving abroad sounds super glamorous. People back home think it's all about opportunity and excitement, and you do too. That's why you do it. But if you're an expert listening to this and you've already done it, you know the truth. You land in a new country, and suddenly everything you've built before doesn't really matter. Your network's gone, your confidence is nowhere to be seen, your qualifications sometimes don't even translate, your identity gets shaken, and you feel like you need to prove yourself all over again. It can be a lot, and even more when you're ambitious because it can make it even harder. You want more, you push yourself, you don't allow yourself to slow down. You have something to prove to others. But honestly, when this ambition has no clear direction, it becomes pressure, it becomes anxiety. And also, we start questioning ourselves. I should be further by now. I need to climb the ladder. So, if that's you, I see you because I was you. Let me take you back to when I moved to London for the first time. That was in 2020, January. I was working at Pepsi in Madrid. I had a great job. I had been there for 2 years and it was, in paper, the best I could ask for. However, I felt like I had reached my max. I was looking to change roles. I was looking to do something more. And then Google reached out to me for an opportunity in London. So when the offer came, I was like, well, surely they won't get me. That was my first thought. But, why not? I'm just going to interview. What's the worst that can happen? Well, what happened was they managed to hire me, I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the process. So I packed my bags and I left everything behind. I had an apartment with my boyfriend in Madrid. He kept the apartment and I moved to London in one weekend. Basically, my last day at Pepsi was on a Friday and I was starting at the Google desk on Monday in London. So moved on the weekend and started a new job in a new country. No break, no breath, no time at all to process really. Just really ambitious, young, wanted to work hard, perform, and achieve, achieve, achieve. Does that sound familiar? Still, I was excited, but deep down, I was terrified. I didn't know anyone in London. I didn't have a community, no support at all. I was scared, but I did it anyway because something in me said, you have to. This is the next step. And to be fair, for a while that worked. But then COVID happened. So after a few months in London, I actually came back to Barcelona and was working still for Google, but from Barcelona. I decided once things were better with COVID to go back to London to experience the life, that I thought I would get in London, and that's why I had moved for. So I found another job. Google had become a bit stagnant. I'm like, let me go somewhere smaller to have a bigger impact, right? Like always wanting to grow, always wanting more. So I changed a few jobs, thinking, the next one will give me more fulfillment. This company is too big. If I go smaller, then it's better. And then I was in recruitment, and I thought, okay, recruitment's not good enough. Then if I go to HR, that will be better. I'll help more people. But all of this was completely misaligned with me. I just didn't know there was another way. And I learned it the hard way. And that was when I got let go from my last company. And it was a big wake up call. I never in my life thought I would be fired from anywhere. The shock, the embarrassment, the pain of thinking, like, how did this happen? Like they fired me and I didn't even like them. So in the moment, I cried. That was my first reaction once I had left the building. But then something inside of me really told me, like, you realize now a job is not security. That's what they've always told you. A salary is not safe. A company will never give you the life you want because you will always be in their hands. And that moment, after crying, calling my mom, I decided to myself and I promised myself that I would never depend only on a job again. And I've kept that promise. But the thing is, how was I going to do that, right? Like the only thing I knew was corporate. I had no idea what to do instead. And I didn't know entrepreneurship was a possibility because honestly, I thought you needed a product, you needed a business idea, investors, you needed a service, you needed skills, like you needed a lot of things, or at least one of them to start a business. And I didn't have any of those. So the only thing that occurred to me is I'll start an Instagram page because now social media is very big. I love traveling. I have lots of beautiful travel photos. So why not? I'll do this. Um, who knows? Maybe I would become an influencer. I mean, I was just happy to try something, anything that would mean I don't have to go back to a job. And funnily enough, that page changed my whole trajectory in my life. When I created it, people started reaching out to me. And that was like a big surprise. Like people actually reaching out and saying, "Oh, are you interested in starting an online business? Like there's this great opportunity we just started." And I was like, "What? There's more people like me that want to find a different way, that want to escape the 9 to 5." And then I did the discovery process, which is what changed my life. I realized there was a community full of people who wanted more. They were building something different, creating the freedom I wanted, and with no limits. And I was like, oh, wow, I want this for me too. I honestly will never, never forget the day I did the discovery process. It's it actually took me 2 days to do it, and usually people take a week or 2 weeks. But I was like, oh my god, what I've just discovered! This is gold. It's like someone switched the light in my room. I didn't know I was sitting in the dark, honestly. And I just saw the business model, which, to be fair, didn't make sense at the time, but thought was great. A compensation plan that really rewarded impact and the best I had ever seen. Also, a community of people that were going somewhere. They were working on themselves, personal development, their mindset. Like, and I didn't need to be an expert because there was step by step guidance on how to do this. We had a 6 weeks business launch guided step by step for me to do this business. And then I just saw I found a vehicle to achieve my dreams, like a global opportunity. I could take this anywhere. And then it was even better than that. I had the possibility to build this on the side of my job because I decided to find a new job, not only to depend on it, but without the pressure of, oh, it needs to be the one, because it was just a stepping stone to have more time to build my business. So I realized I was not the only ambitious woman who wanted more, and I was seeing other people do it. So I was like, yes, I'm not alone. And I found my people, I found my tribe. And that moment changed my life forever. Now, I need to be honest with you. I didn't blow up in this business in the first 90 days. It wasn't an overnight success. And that hit me hard because I thought I'm ambitious. I've been in business for long, working in corporate. I've seen businesses, but my first months were slow. I didn't get my first team member fast. Sometimes doubt came in. I compared myself to others. I wondered, like, why is this taking so long? What am I doing wrong? But I never doubted the business or the model because I saw other people doing it, which meant I could do it. I just needed to find my way. And if you know me, I'm a really persistent person. I never give up. Like, I remember someone told me when I started this business, the only way to fail in this business is if you give up. And I was like, well, then I'm never gonna fail because I'm never gonna give up. So let's do this. And what kept me going really was asking myself, what's the alternative? I stay in a corporate job until I'm 65 plus? That was way worse. That was way scarier. So I kept going, step by step, day by day, working hard for those results and also building before the recognition, like believing, and that one day it will come. Now, lots has changed. The past 2 months have been incredible. Like, I got paid multiple times a month. I would see leaders sharing in social media when that happened for them 3 years ago. And I was like, this can't be possible, honestly. Like, and now I'm getting the success I watched others have. I get to help more women worldwide to see there's a different way. I'm creating freedom for myself to be able to see my family more often, to travel more. I'm changing my life. I'm changing other people's lives. Now, Peter's on board too. So we're building this dream together. And honestly, I'm so grateful I didn't quit. 3 years and my life has changed forever. And you can, with my guidance, not need 3 years to do this because now I see it as a blessing, right? It took me 3 years. I learned all these lessons so I can also help my team do it faster. But honestly, we all have our own timings and it doesn't matter. I mean, it has been way faster than waiting until I was 65, right? So it doesn't really matter how long it takes. This January, I actually quit my job. That was a big decision because my business was not fully replacing my income yet, but I believed in it and I wanted to give my time and with some help from my savings to go all in. And I knew there was always a job out there waiting for me if I had to. But I wanted that to be my last resort rather than stay stuck in a job until I decide to go all in. And yeah, going back to working for someone else forever was just not an option. I decided to bet on myself. And the best part of it is that the business let me choose. I chose that transition. I started building it slowly next to a job. And then after 2 years, I decided, okay, now it's my time. And then I took ownership. And that is freedom, having the choice to decide how you want to live your life. So, if you're listening to this and you're feeling like, wow, that's me, you really just described my life, or you feel something waking up inside of you, this really is your sign. You don't have to stay lost. You don't have to settle for being confused or not knowing where to go next. You don't need to stay stuck in a job you don't like, and you don't need to quit that job to find another job you don't like. You don't need to wait for permission, and you don't have to walk alone because let me tell you, there is a path, there is a vehicle, there is a community, and a way forward for you. And I can show you that. So, you might be asking yourself, okay, it all sounds great, but what's the next step, right? Like it's better to have one clear step. And that honestly from my heart is the discovery process. I do have a web class. You can watch it. It's 10 minutes and it leads you to the discovery process, but there is where you get all the information. You get an introduction to Unfold Your Freedom, access to our Facebook community, which is worldwide. You also get to see other women and other people that are ambitious, purpose driven worldwide. You get clarity on this business model I've been talking about, and you'll see how it can be your vehicle too to accomplish your dreams. You also understand the compensation plan, which, when you've seen that, you can never go back. You receive mentorship and also the exact path to see if this business is your vehicle. This is the process that changed my life, and it might just change yours too. You can find the link in the description of this episode. And if you're specifically an ambitious expat woman living in Scotland, I've also created a Facebook community for you, a space where we can connect, grow, and support each other. And the link is in the description too. Thank you so much for listening, Freedom Seeker. If you're confused, not knowing where to go next, you want more clarity, you're really ambitious, but you're not finding fulfillment, you don't know your next step, I want you to know you're not alone, you're not behind, and you're not lost. You're really just getting to that edge before your next chapter. And nothing will change until you do. You can stay in the familiar, but that will keep you getting the same results. Or you can take one brave step towards the life you're truly meant to live. If this episode inspired you, hit subscribe and share it with another woman who's ready to rise. You've got this, freedom seeker. Let's turn ambition into freedom. And remember, only you can set yourself free. See you next Tuesday.